This is Ian, and really quickly, I want to share a 10-point platform 10x first principle PDF that I sent out to a bunch of folks earlier this morning. Those of you who are watching this on YouTube didn't get it, but you can get it at the link below in the description. I'm going to share these quickly. And there's also a 2-hour phone call that I did a couple days ago, actually yesterday, I believe. I'm losing track of days, that you can listen to with a subscriber who was kind enough to allow us to record the call. So that's available, and you can hear some of the Q&A that we covered with regard to her specific challenges and her specific community. All right, but these are the core ethos and ideas that I think anyone building one of these style sites, be it a web directory or a local community or a portal of any kind, or really essentially a platform of any kind, ought to integrate into your mindset, into your thinking, and into how you approach this in a skillful and strategic way. So the first thing, especially for directory owners, number one, think fully managed listings. I've covered this in many places in the past, so I'm not going to cover this again here. Number two is you're building a digital media brand. You're not building a directory. When you think of your site or your project as a directory, it by definition limits your vision, right? If you're building a digital media brand in your mind, it's a subtle difference in thinking. It just, for me anyway, it automatically expands and opens up a variety of different opportunities to view what's available beyond, a simple site in terms of what I'm hoping to build, right? So all of a sudden, all these different things come into view that I can bolt and build and extend my platform around rather than trying to squeeze everything into a single directory. Of course, building a digital media brand feels much more exciting. It allows you to really kind of get motivated and incorporate all sorts of different income generation ideas and opportunities and avenues, angles, and all that good stuff that a simple directory simply won't stimulate in your mental space. All right, what can you leverage to launch? Again, this sort of speaks to this as well. Beyond the directory, there are lots of cool pieces of software that you can use, that you can either buy or subscribe to, that you can then use as a way to offer value to your members. The most obvious one that I like to share that I do is I give folks a keyword, analysis overview of either their competition or their local landscape or their own business in whatever environment they compete. And I do that by dint of an external tool that I borrow, that I pay for, and that allows me to, run a certain amount of reports a month. And every client gets one of those that has an empirical value. They can see the tool that I'm using, and they can see it costs XYZ amount of dollars a month just for the tool. So, you can do this in a million different ways. Something like teachable.com or podia.com to offer courses. You can leverage that, right? So you can leverage their technology and extend your platform without having to reconfigure the wheel on your directory, right? So if you want to offer video LMS or a course community like we're doing with Mindful Marketplace, you don't have to, wrestle with that on your own site. You can just leverage what's already available, an inexpensive platform like Teachable or Podia, to incorporate that into your digital media brand. All right, make overwhelming offers. So important. Just stack the value so high that it makes saying no almost feel silly to your audience. Niche and need, again, same thing. What is the niche that you're competing in, and what do they need? Have an empirical, true statement about what it is that folks really need in your niche, or have a true statement about what folks really need in your locality, whether it's, whether you're doing a hyper local project or a niche project. You're going to find there are empirically true things that your audience needs, and this is where you need to fill the gap or fill the need that has not been met by others. All right, build an immersive e-commerce ecosystem and exchange, a multi-vendor marketplace, to make that simple. Don't, think about a living, breathing, thriving, exciting, buzzing, humming kind of community that you're building where people can cross promote each other. They can come and find all sorts of good things that serve, either a local market or a niche vertical or industry where the public and the professionals can interact in an immersive way where different professionals who might not have an opportunity to know each other can introduce themselves and get connected. I mean, this is really where this gets exciting. You can use affiliate programs. You can use, and you ought to be using affiliate programs. You can use like plugins like BuddyPress. For those of you who are using something like My Listing, BuddyPress is fully supported, and it gives you this kind of interactive, exciting element to your community that you wouldn't get just by building a static site. All right, less is more. I've covered this in many videos. Fewer clients at higher dollar price points and true world-class benefits is going to make your life far easier than trying to sell 1,000 people a $99 a year featured listing, right? I've done the math on this in some other videos. I would encourage you to watch that. I'm not going to recapitulate that in this video, but less is more, right? Focus on more value to less people rather than the reverse. All right. Ultimate authority site positioning or ultimate authority positioning is what you are striving to accomplish both for your digital media brand and your client. So you want to be considered the ultimate authority in your niche or vertical or industry or your locality. And you also want to be able to offer your clients, the folks who are going to be on your site, the appearance or the excitement of being able to achieve the same by virtue of their connection and integration with your platform, right? So your listings that are given this VIP treatment that we covered above, you want these folks to feel like they're getting this kind of ultimate authority positioning by dint of their association with your brand. All right. Really, really important. Number 9, decide. And then just dive in, right? So make a decision about what platform you're using, what theme you've picked, what plugins are appropriate or not for your project. Give yourself a hard timeline. Let's say 120 days or 180 days, which would be 6 months or 4 months, and then just build on that and make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to revisit or kind of, think about changing themes or plugins or changing the whole trajectory of your project. Just pick a path and then make progress, right? Dive in and just do it. If you pick a theme on day 1 and you decide that's the theme that's right for you, do not allow other bright and shiny objects to appear in your entrepreneurial awareness that are going to ultimately derail and kind of disappoint you if you keep switching your focus. All right. Decide and dive in. Last, seems silly, but it's really not. Begin in beta. I always do this, and I really recommend everyone watching this begin in beta. Have a mindset that for the same period of time, whether it's 4 months or 6 months, you are in a beta phase. It is very forgiving. People will forgive you, and you can forgive yourself when you make some mistakes and you consider the initial launch period as a beta period, right? You are getting your sea legs. You are learning the landscape. You are understanding the environment in which you are endeavoring to compete, right? So when you begin in beta, you can offer great deals to people. You can excite them. You can give them all these tremendous value propositions when it comes to services and features that you're offering across your platform that they will respond best to and resonate most with when it's a beta offer. That beta expires, and it is a motivating factor that kind of gets people on board early. I've described lots of this in the call that I did with Pat yesterday. If you want to listen to that, you can download that below. And it's really, really effective. And most important for me, it allows me to forgive myself when I fuck shit up, right? So when you make mistakes, which you invariably do and will, if you're in beta and you give yourself a 4 or 6 month a period, well, guess what? You kind of just learn your lessons, lick your wounds, and move on. All right. So that's pretty much it. You can download this PDF if you like at the link below. And again, you can listen to a 2-hour call I did with Pat. Also at a link below, I think I'll post both of those. These will be in different places. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask. If you want to work with me on your project, I really feel I am uniquely suited to help folks monetize and make really powerful progress on these sorts of projects. I'm happy to discuss it with you. There's a link on my blog, and if you're in my course community, as always, you can click on the Platform 10X contact link and make a appointment to speak to me directly. All right. Hope all is well, and I will talk to you soon.